Alright everyone, welcome back to another video, and in today's video we're going to go over my setup and my favorite watch faces, and we're going to do a small app walkthrough for the Apple Watch SE first generation and the companion application. Alright, so without further ado, let's try and get this done quick, fast, and in a hurry and not waste any time. Let's dive straight in. Now, before we take a look at the app and I walk y'all through some settings, let's talk about my current setup. Alright, so right now, this is the watch face that I'm rocking right here. And this is the activity and digital watch face. And then I have a inexpensive nylon Velcro strap. Because like I said before in my 24 hours later video, I didn't like the included sports strap that came with the Apple Watch SE, and I actually was able to get an inexpensive braided nylon strap, so that's what I'm rocking right here. And I gotta say, this has been extremely comfortable and I'm actually loving it for regular day-to-day usage. Alright, so that's what we're rocking in terms of the setup. And I gotta tell y'all, the battery life that I'm getting so far has been really phenomenal. We're actually on charge number 2, and we're on track to get at least 2.5 days. So the battery life on here has actually been really good so far, even after everything has been set up. Okay, so that's my current setup. Now let's dive into the application and talk about my setup with the watch faces, my setup in the application, and some settings you may want to change, and then we'll wrap this video up. And this, when we talk about the watch faces, those will be my favorites and my recommendations. Alright, so let's get into this here. So let's launch the Apple Watch application here and let's dive into this. So here are my customized watch faces. So let's do this from left to right. Okay, so you can see my first one is the modular compact, and if I tap on it you can see what I did to it. So I have a multicolor setup, okay, and I'm using the digital watch face, right? And then you can see my complications right here. So I have the weather complication in the top left, okay, I have my sleep tracking in the middle, and then I have the time and the date at the bottom. Now, one thing that y'all know about me, or maybe you're new to the channel, but I'm all about minimalism and getting things done. I'm a minimalist slash functionalist, alright? So everything that I use, especially if it's something that I use for my personal life, it has to be very minimalist, and it has to be set up for me to get things done when I need to get things done. And that's one of the reasons why I decided to go with an iPhone as my main daily driver. Yes, the learning curve was high, but once I figured out everything and got it set up the way I wanted it, this is about as minimalist and functionalist as you can go. And I pretty much set up all my watch faces to be the same way, alright, as you're going to see here. So that's my first favorite watch face, the molecular compact, and that's my setup right there. And those are my complications right there. Alright, let's go back. Then my next one is the Nike Hybrid. And you can see my setup there. I have a black and white color scheme here. Then I'm using the digital clock. Alright, and in particular, because I like that Nike swoosh, I put the Nike swoosh in the middle as opposed to putting it at the top. And then you can see my complications for the Nike Hybrid watch face here. So I have the battery percentage in the top left. I have the daily weather in the top right. I have my activity on the bottom left. Okay. And then I have my sleep tracking on the bottom right. And then I got the date going across the top. Okay. And this is by far one of my favorite watch faces. Y'all hear what I'm saying? And that's how I have it set up. Okay, let's move on now. Now we're going to move on to my all-time favorite watch face, and this is the Activity Digital watch face. Okay, and y'all can see how I have it set up. Now I'm using more of the stock color setup for this. All I did was change the time to white. Okay, that way the time stands out. And then you can see here's my complications. So I have my heart rate in the top left. I have the battery in the top right. And then I have the date going across the bottom. And then with the Activity Digital watch face, they do give you the ability to have the time down to the seconds. And I do have that turned on. This by far is my favorite watch face. Okay? Because this by far is everything that I want to look at a glance when I look at my watch. Okay? Aside from the sleep tracking, which is very easy to get to within a few taps or swipes, this is pretty much everything I want to look at when I look at my watch. Okay? So this is my all-time favorite watch face for my Apple Watch SE first generation right here. Okay? And then the last watch face I have is a custom watch face with the channel logo on it. Now, I don't rock this one often, but I do always make it a point to make a watch face with the channel logo on it to remind me why I do what I do. I love to help people and I love to be useful, and this YouTube channel is one of the ways that I do that. I try to find you guys the best performing devices and products at the cheapest possible prices and make sure everybody is happy with their purchase and they're happy with the money that they spent on their purchase. So I always make it a point to make a watch face that has the logo in it, so when I need to be reminded of why I do what I do, I load up this watch face, and then every time I see it, I'm reminded why I do what I do. And not just that, the comments, the questions, and the motivation that you guys and gals leave on the channel, I appreciate it so much. You don't know how much it helps me get through my day sometimes. So thank you for all the comments and feedback, and thank you for watching the videos and sharing and liking, so on and so forth. I appreciate it so much. But these are my main watch faces, and you can see for this particular custom watch face, I went with the original color because I got the picture to perfectly show up the channel colors, so I kept it with the original color. And because I used the photo, when you use a photo watch face, you can actually set it up to where you cycle through the photos on your gallery. So you can see I could have made it dynamic and I can cycle between up to 24 photos, but I just picked one. Okay. And then I just have the clock positioned a certain way. And then I have the date. Okay. And that's pretty much it. Now, the one gripe that I have with this watch face is I can't change the time and the date color. I honestly think that being able to change the time and the date color on this one to black would make it more seamless and cohesive with the overall logo photo that I put in the watch face. So the white kind of throws it off a little bit because I feel like it should have been black, but it is what it is. I did the best with what I have. But this, guys and gals, goes over my 5 main watch faces. And as y'all have seen, I usually keep my favorite one running all the time. So my favorite one, as I said, is the Activity Digital, followed by the Nike Hybrid, followed by the Modular Compact, and then wrapping it up with the Photo Custom. Okay? Now, let's go into some important settings. Now, I have it set up to push all of my notifications. The only thing that I've turned off is the health reminders. I work out religiously 3 times a week. Okay? The only time I skip workouts is when I'm physically unable to do the workouts. So I don't need health reminders. I don't need stand-up reminders. I don't need activity moving reminders. I turned those off. Everything else I have set up to be pushing to the watch straight from my phone. And then in terms of the display, this is how I have it set up. So I have it set up with minimal brightness. And I got to say, even with minimal brightness, this is more than visible outdoors, right? So that is actually very awesome. I have the text slightly bigger than the smallest, as you can see right there. Then I have the raise to wake turned on. Now there is no always on display for this version of the Apple Watch SE. The always on display came with the version 2, and anything from the Apple Watch, I want to say 6th generation and up, has the always on display functionality, but the 1st generation and anything under the Apple Watch 5 does not. But that's okay. That allows us to save a little bit more battery life. But you can see I have the rotatable crown wake turned off. And then in terms of the display time, I have it set to the maximum with 70 seconds right there, as you can see. Okay, so that's how I have that set up. And then another thing that I want to point out for everyone is if we go into accessibility, you can also customize your view and the text size even more. So you can see I have the bold text turned on to make it a little bit more visible. And then you can go in and reduce the animation speeds to make the watch seem a little faster. And then you can customize your quick actions, your touch assist, your button responsiveness. So every time you push the power button on the side here, or you push the crown, you can program how fast these buttons respond right here. Okay, and I have that pretty much set to default right there. And that's that. And then other than that, guys and gals, the rest of this is basically self-explanatory because it's basically a carryover from what's on your device and things that you load up on the Apple Watch from the App Store. Okay, so that goes over my setup, and that goes over my recommended watch faces and, you know, Apple Watch SE recommendations. Now, as I said before, in terms of things that I want Apple to fix, all right, there really is only one thing. Their tutorial section or the Discover section, I went through this whole thing, and it's really, unless I missed something, is really only missing one thing in terms of having it in your tutorials page, and that is what to do when your iPhone and your Apple Watch don't sync up correctly. Now, as I said in my 24 hours later video, the saving grace to that not being in here is the fact that I was able to find that on YouTube and Google, but Apple, if I had to make any recommendations as to what I think you guys and gals should fix, you want to have that desyncing fix in your tutorial section, okay? But other than that, I have to say Apple has done a great job here. The overall look and cohesiveness and how everything works together between the phone and the watch is just, it's almost flawless, right? And I gotta say, in terms of having a full-featured smartwatch, Apple has done a great job. And in terms of the battery life so far, now again, we're almost, what are we? We're 3 days in at this point. So I can't really speak to the longevity of the battery life, but as I said, we're only on the 2nd charge, and we're on track to get a minimum of 2 days, if not 2.5 days. And so that to me just says that Apple's optimizations are top notch. So in terms of the recommendation and fixes for Apple, that's all I can really recommend. But in terms of watch faces and recommendations, there you guys and gals have it. So that pretty much does it for today's video. As always, I hope you guys and gals enjoyed today's video. I hope you guys and gals found it helpful. If you did, you guys and gals know what to do. That really does help me out. You don't know how much. This video here today was recorded using the rear-facing primary camera on the Samsung Galaxy S21 Plus. It was recorded in 1080p at 30 FPS with no external microphone hooked up. So please let me know what you think of the overall video quality, as well as what you guys and gals think of the overall audio quality. As always, all your feedback is greatly appreciated. Okay, that being said, if you guys and gals enjoyed today's video, and or if today's video piqued your interest and you guys and gals would like to know where you can pick up anything featured in today's video, I'll have all the affiliated bio links to where you can pick up the Apple Watch, the phone, or even the earbuds. All of my recommended Apple accessories, I will have affiliate links to where y'all can purchase them located down below in the video description. Okay, so if your interest is piqued, down below in the video description should have you covered. All right. Along with that, if you would like to see any or all of my extended coverage on all of the Apple products that I have, I'll link up all of my extended coverage on the watch, the phone, the earbuds, so on and so forth down below. So if your interest is piqued, down below in the video description should be like a one-stop shop for you guys and gals, and you should be good to go. All right. All right. Hope everyone's having a great day. Hope you guys and gals are staying safe out there, and I will catch everyone on the next video. Have a good one, everybody. We're out of here. Peace. All right. I gotta say, man, I'm really enjoying this. I'm really enjoying this. All right, we're out of here. Have a good one, everybody. Peace.